VIP or
Yeah.
something?
No, we was on the dance floor. She brought her to the dance floor where we usually hung out at.
Word.
And there was a whole bunch of people dancing, and she brought her to us. And she was like, "Nobody told you, Madonna, this is her. She's looking for dancers." And that was the initial meeting right there. And I just looked at Debbie like, "Oh, wow," you know?
Was she like dressed ready for paparazzi, or like was she hiding?
No,
like
at all. She was wearing a long trench coat, and her hair was under a, like a newspaper boy's hat, like a poor boy's hat.
Word.
And her hair was all tucked in. She looked like a little boy because, she's mad little. And she was wearing this long trench coat, and all her hair was under a hat, like a newspaper hat,
Wow.
a newspaper boy hat. And it was like that. And I was like, when I realized it was her, and she was like, "I heard that you do this Vogue thing. That's really, that's really cool. I want to see." And that's how that happened. Yeah, man.
Wow.
And then once everybody realized that she was there, of course, all the things they started showing off. It was really cool. Everybody started auditioning for her right there.
We're excited.
Yeah. Everybody started like doing their thing, like go to
They were trying to snatch the client.
Word gets around quick.
Woo!
Yeah.
I know you
And then
cringed.
I couldn't believe it. And then after that, she was about to leave the tour, and she invited us to come to the audition, and she wanted to see what we looked like with the rest of whoever she was going to pick for the tour. And when we walked in there, it was mad dancers. It was like about 5,000. It was a total of 7,000 dancers with LA and New York. So that's a lot of dancers,
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and she chose seven.
Wow.
And I was one of them. Thank God, and that was definitely a blessing. Very early on in my life, a blessing.
God bless. Congratulations.
Thank you. Very early on in my life, yeah, very much. Yeah.
And then from there, it went into the Blonde Ambition tour, no?
Yeah, and we did the tour. That was before the release of Queen's English. First, we toured with her, and we choreographed Vogue and some other stuff on the tour. And I continued to work with her for a few years after that. And then we Louis and I toured for the record, and it was that type of thing. It was great.
How was that experience?
Oh my God! Like going on, it was definitely going on tour was like it was like what dreams are made of. As corny as it sounds, it's like picture it being a young kid, somewhere on the other side of the world,
wow.
with 180,000 people screaming your name and everyone else's. It was amazing performing in these stadiums. You would look out and it was a sea of people. And as a kid, it can be very overwhelming, So I of course, I took to it quick, and I loved it. And it was an experience of a lifetime,
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, very lucky.
Now, there's a lot of things. I don't know if you want to talk about it right now, or should we go into Truth or Dare?
Whatever you wanna go into, like that.
There's a list over here. I'm like a quarter of a.
Oh wow, he got a list.
I'm a quarter of a tank.
I love that. Like I said, it's really cool because I never done these interviews in the past, and I like that. I'm reliving a lot. I never spoke about these things really. I mean, yeah.
Well, you know what? This is why
on TV and things like that throughout the years. Yeah. But I never really spoke to the ballroom community in this form. I never really spoke out like this. So it's good to do after all these years. Yeah.
So is this the first time? Like, there's no other show.
No other show, man.
All right. We just made history, darling.
You heard it right here, only on Ballroom Scene Radio.
So remember that Ballroom Scene Radio of the Year Awards goes to...
I never have, honestly. Like, they've asked me, Luna has asked me. There's some other shows that have asked me, and I'm like, yeah, and then I would never, like, really do it or, like, hide from it. I think, like, growing up, there's like very few photos of stuff like that. I don't know. Like I always felt weird to get interviewed, especially at a ball. You know, they want to interview and ask you all these questions. I never really was one for that. You know.
Right,
Wow.
right.
Humble. You humble. That's why I love your style.
Yeah, believe it or not, I learned a lot.
I live for that one picture that you
I
had.
always
You had the
learn,
gold
no matter
chain.
what, no matter what you see in the videos or what you heard, I'm a human person. I have feelings,
Right.
I'm the type of person I cry at movies,
You bleed.
Right.
and people don't know that. People think that, oh, he's shady, oh, the father of the house, you don't, he's
Okay.
crazy, oh, he's prejudice. No, the many loves of my life have been African American. I dated African American, and the greatest, the few and greatest loves of my life
Right,
growing
right.
up, have been, and it's crazy. Nobody would ever think, oh, he don't like them, but it's crazy. So it feels good to be able to address these things that you're asking me about.
Word.
You know?
My pleasure.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to say
Oh,
this.
thank
I feel
Yeah,
so
guys.
great,
So you got a
really
list, man. You got a list, right?
Yes, you have to live. YOLO. You already know. You only live once. I wanted to ask you another question because, I do music and I do a lot of stuff, right? And I'm getting ready to do some of my own things. And I wanted to ask you, tell me the truth. Like, when you was on tour for the Blonde Ambition tour, is it a lot of work?
Oh yeah, man. It was a lot of work, and like, of course, you're in the moment, and in the beginning, you're like into it and stuff, but it's grueling. We were doing shows every night. On the day, 2 days that we weren't doing shows, we were traveling, from city to city, country to country. If we
Wow.
weren't on stage, like maybe a day off. And
Wow.
and again, usually the day off was a travel day,
Wow.
and then the next day sound check and things like that, Yeah.
Was it
and
back
you live on-
pains and,
Yeah, it was a lot of injuries, and it was crazy because we had to go on.
Wow.
We really didn't have understudies,
Wow.
It was just us. We didn't have nobody really to take our place, believe it or not,
Wow. So it's
So,
not
yeah.
really easy, being an entertainer. Because the girls think it's just get on the stage and you do a little shake, give a little love, and get down tonight. And it's not even all that.
No, it's very competitive. It's very grueling once you're there. It's not easy, and then after a while, you're in another country and you're loving it, but I mean, sometimes the show can get a bit grueling every night,
Right, right.
It was a lot of fun, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of work, definitely. You work a lot,
Right. Wow. What was your favorite part about the Blonde Ambition tour?
Oh, my favorite part was like the traveling and being able to see all the different cultures, and you know what I'm saying, all the different ways people live and the way they speak.
Right.
I was very into that, into the traveling and just like seeing all these different places.
It showed you a little more to value, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It
Yes.
showed me how to appreciate a lot of things and how fortunate I was,
Wow.
to be there. Yeah. It was great and beautiful. So many places we got to see,
Right, right.
Now, what about Truth or Dare? Because I like that. When I was little, I laid in my living room and I popped in the tape. And I very much watched it, and I was like looking at you on the tape, and I was like, "Oh my God, you looked it over."
Sexy.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. It was crazy. Again, we were just being ourselves, and you have a camera. After a while, it's like it's not even there. Filming every day, and it was there at every moment. So and that was in the days before reality shows were reality shows. You know what I'm saying? And like we didn't know. You were like, okay, we're filming a documentary. Whatever it is, we're just gonna be ourselves.
I want to say something real quick because I called it Kiki. Madonna. It was a Kiki. I was thinking her down, but that's what you do. With all the girls when you have a clique. You know what I mean? It's no shade. It's just that's how we play. It's fun. It's verbal fun, entertainment.
And it was a lot. Yeah, and we were young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We teased a lot.
It was cute though. I lived. Did you come up with the Truth or Dare? Be honest, or did she come up?
Did I come? Did I come up with what?
With the Truth or Dare concept and Vogue? And
No,
all that
but,
stuff?
the Truth or Dare concept, the idea of the movie with her, and at first it was just going to be footage from the show, and then she found us very amusing, and she was like, what if I follow you guys around with a camera and stuff like that, because we were the way we were, we were like young and open and so outspoken and proud.
She was living for the Kiki.
Exactly, in a nutshell. So she was like, I need to tape this, so to speak. I need to film this stuff. And so that's how the documentary was born. And as far as the Vogue thing, we choreographed it, but we pretty much knew what she wanted as far as the look of it, like as far as that old Hollywood glamour look.
Yeah.
And then she just
Victorian,
incorporated, right.
The very classic Victoria effect.
Right. For the MTV Awards, it was that, and we adapted that Victoria theme. But as far as the choreography, that was all yours truly. Yeah.
Right. Yes. Extravaganza power. I wanted to ask you a question. Who wrote those lyrics?
Her, for Vogue, she wrote that, and then the guy who produced it, his name is Shep Pettibone, who was a very big DJ back in those days.
Okay, now was he into the life? Because I'm not getting because it says, come on, Vogue, let your body move. The lyrics are very precise. So I was thinking, when I listen to it, I'm like, okay, how did you, you have to live the life of ballroom to understand the lingo and write a song like this.
I know, right? It was genius, right? And again, like, not only her, I mean, you got to give the credit where it's due. She's a genius. And then Shep Pettibone played in the garage a lot, and he had seen the voguing somewhat. So it was relatable, the lyrics were easy to adapt, because of the dance. So it was all relatable. It adapted each other, so to speak.
Word. So would you say that she introduced Vogue to the public?
Yeah, I can say that. I can say she took it to the forefront and took it to the mainstream. And I know that there's artists that have done it before. They say Malcolm McLaren and stuff did it, and then with Willie and stuff. But it took someone like Madonna to take it to the masses and make it number one, and make it number one for weeks, and the video be nominated for the awards it was. Word. It wasn't anybody else.
It wasn't. Word. So she played her part, basically. Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, straight America.
So to all the girls.
Until Madonna came along,
Right. What? Say that again?
I said straight America, or anywhere for that matter, didn't know what Vogue was until Madonna came along.
Right.
Basically,
Basically. Now, what do you have to say to those people who say that, those nasty, negative things about Madonna stealing the idea from the gay community and not giving back to them?
I mean, I think that...
How do you feel about that?
I think that, I mean, everyone is entitled to their opinion, of course. And for people to say that she stole it from the gay community, I don't think that. I don't think that at all.
Of course, that's a rumor. You know what I mean? But it is going around.
I mean, I know. I heard that she took it and she took it and stole it and stuff, and that she didn't give it his respect, or that
because the girls are very much putting on the same fight as Jenny Livingston, honey.
All this shit. And it's like I think that she took it and did what needed to be done, and I think what she did opened doors. I mean, now it's being taught everywhere.
Right.
It's being taught. Dance companies are performing it. Yes. So she didn't just steal it. I think that she took it and she brought it to the forefront, and that's what needed to be done. And I think she gives a lot to AIDS research, and I think she supports the gay community in every aspect that she gets. Still to this day,
Yeah, she does.
So I don't think she stole it in that aspect. I think you have to look at it on the flip side. It opened doors for everyone else to go in, and now you see it in videos and commercials and being taught at dance schools, and people are traveling all over the world.
Yes.
And the voguing is becoming. I think that Madonna was not, if not, the one. To put it out there and let people see it. And throughout the years, celebrities have adapted and artists have adapted it, and dance companies have adapted it, and it's moved forefront.